others and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
And welcome to Phil's Gang. Well, we're in the last race, we should call it, end of the year. And last week was no surprise. The Federal Reserve threw a Hail Mary pass for a big bonus push. That's why the market went up 500 points. It had nothing to do with the rate cuts, because everybody that knows the Fed knows what's going on. If that had to do with the rate cuts, we'd be up 800,000 points. It was a Hail Mary. It was a simple, hey, Powell, we need some help over here at Wall Street. We got to get the big pension funds out. We got to get the California pension out, the steel workers out. And we're running short of time. We need one more push. And oh, by the way, we need to get our bonuses too. And that's exactly what happened. And the proof came out right after when John Williams, now John Williams is a pretty smart guy. He's been around a long time. And he's the head of the New York Fed. You don't get, they put all these dopes. There's 11 different areas in the Fed. Most of them are politics, most of them are dopes. But you can't do that with the New York Fed. You got to have a pretty bright guy, the New York Fed. And he's bright and pretty smart. And he walked Powell's rate cuts right back. Remember his 4 rate cuts? Walked it right back. In fact, what was funny is CNBC comes on, Steve Leisman, and he interviews Goolsbee, who's a Fed guy. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. Listen to this. Here he is interviewing Goolsbee.
I want to ask you the question about what the market heard.
It's not what you say or what the chair says. It's what do they hear and what do they want to hear.
Right.
I was confused.
Right. He was confused. The guy in the Fed was confused. But listen to what he says. I couldn't believe it. What he said.
I want to ask you the question about what the market heard.
It's not what you say or what the chair says.
God.
It's what do they hear and what do they want to hear.
Right.
I was confused.
Right. What he's saying is not what it's how well we can lie, how well we can package it and send it out there. We did a bad job packaging this lie. Listen to this.
If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant...
Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is set up where this is what Powell said, which is all a bunch of crap.
If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 4.6% at the end of 2024, 3.6% at the end of 2025, and 2.9% at the end of 2026.
Okay, there's your 3 rate cuts. Now you play this back.
I want to ask you the question about what the market heard.
It's not
That was
what
pretty
you say
clear.
or what the chair says. It's what do they hear and what...
Oh, come on, give me a break. It was clear what he was saying, for God's sakes. You got caught. This was a push. This is a Wall Street push. We didn't have a follow-through. We should have at least another 500, 400 a couple days after that. But no, the market just doing nothing. Because, see, Williams knows what I said. I explained this last week. He knows what most of us all know. That, again, not only was it about the Hail Mary pass to get their bonuses at the end of the year and to get their clients out of the market before it crashes, he also knows damn well this is all about money supply, not rates. It's about money supply, not rates. See, most people have no clue what money supply is, and that's the way they want it. They want to make sure the fake business network wants to make sure you have no education. They don't want you to be educated to money supply. That's what's important, not rates. Who the hell cares about the rates? Doesn't matter. Powell can cut rates 4 times, 10 times, 20 times, bring them all back to zero. It's not going to make any difference. Because, see, when the Federal Reserve and the banks both tighten, meaning they're not going to lend money, you can have the rates, cut them all you want. It'd be like going by a bank and a big billboard in front of the bank. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Auto loans, car loans, 1%. Then you get inside the bank. Well, I'm sorry, we're not lending. Yeah, see, that's what's going on. It has nothing to do with the rates. That's why they only had a 500-point rally. What they got to focus on is the money supply. The money supply is the problem, not rates. Not rates. Because, see, the economy can't grow. That's our problem because of that huge money supply. And because, again, they're not putting the money to work. The money's sloshing around. Instead of giving it to a small business, give it to 20 startup businesses, give it to a company who wants to add on for a $20 million building, and you can't get a loan. So the money supply is adding up, sitting there, piling up. And there's consequences. When you have a lot of money sitting in the system and you're not loaning it, here's what happens. The purchasing power of the dollar declines. Prices start rising. Everybody keeps asking, wait a minute, I don't understand. They're saying the inflation number's coming down, but yet prices are still high. Yeah, you don't get it because they don't want you to know what the money supply means or the consequences of the money supply, having too much money supply, and they can't, and they're not growing the economy. What they got to do is they got to try to get rid of that money. They got to get rid of that money. And they have to start, contracting it. But they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. We need a contraction of the money. We need a bigger contraction. And then you could accept, once you get the contraction go, then accept the consequence of that, which is recession. Every time we've had a big contraction in money, where that money contracts, you take it out of the system, every time. We're about 4%. We only contracted about 4%. We only had 4 times in history we've been able to contract money, have a contraction of that money, pull that money out. We're at 4% right now. That's not enough. See, this is the problem, the money, but nobody talks about it. But again, that's why we only had that 500-point rally, because the smart money, they know what I'm saying is true. It's not the rate cuts. It's there's too much money sloshing around. And when you have that, you have consequences, and they're severe. And that's the problem right now. We have severe consequences. And one of the problems is that the dollar gets really weak. And once that dollar gets weak, then prices start going up, and then people start losing their jobs. And that's exactly what's going on. So it's the money supply is the bottom line. That's what's killing us. So as I said, we've had 4 contractions, only 4 big contractions. We're in one now, but it's not big enough. So this is going to continue. Our if he goes in there and he decides he's going to start going back to zero, he has to be out of his mind. He's got to be out of his mind. So we have a crisis. We have a money supply crisis. That's the problem right there. And I mean, when you got the Federal Reserve went from $350 billion a year pushing money into the banks alone. When Biden came in, he went to $20 trillion in 2021, $19 trillion in 2022, from $350 billion. You don't think we got a problem?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake business news network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grande and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Phil's Gang wishes you and your family happiness, joy, and financial security, working together to make 2024 another successful year at philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. See, here's what people don't understand, what the problem is. You've got to allow recessions. Because when you get into a situation where where the Federal Reserve pumps all this money in and too much money in, and they can't make enough loans to absorb that money, the economy doesn't grow. That's when inflation goes up. Now, you would think somebody would do something about that. The Federal Reserve and the House and Senate Banking Committee. That's their job. But they don't, because they become very wealthy. Members of Congress become wealthy as long as inflation goes up. The people that put them in office get very wealthy as long as inflation goes up. To fight inflation, you want to contract that money that's slopping around in you. You got to pull that money out. They go, no, don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. I'm getting rich. I'm getting rich. Members of Congress, no. I'm getting rich. I'm getting rich. Don't you dare pull that money out. Listen to this. This guy says,
there's no recession coming, and the Fed is likely done.
No recession's coming. Why is he saying that? Why is he saying no recession coming? Because he knows they're not going to contract the money out. They're not going to pull the money out like they should. The Federal Reserve should be working on that. Every time you have too much, give me an example. I don't care if it was the 1929 crash, the 1937 crash, 48 crash, 2020 crash. Every time they would pull that money out and let recession happen, the country would come back strong and Main Street would become strong. Business investment would become strong. But after they decided, hey, no more factories in this country. We're going to get rid of all our productivity. We're not going to produce anything. We'll flip houses. That's all we're going to do. We'll be a financially based economy. No longer will be a construction or industrial where we produce stuff. So they want inflation. So understand how this works. So we have too much money in the system. The Fed could pull that out very nicely, put us into a recession. They should have done it right away. We'd be in good shape right now. Recessions aren't bad. A recession is reset. A recession is clean up the stuff that's too expensive. Clean up the debt you have. Look at the stock prices. Are you out of your mind? The PE ratios, the valuations of these stocks are insane. Why do you think the market only went up 500 points when they had made the biggest announcement in history almost? The market's been waiting for that for 2 years. We won. There's no more inflation. We won. It's over. Go start cutting rates for 4 years. The market should have went up 1,000 points because they know. The pros know. People like me have been around all these years. We know what they're doing. They want more inflation. They don't want to get rid of inflation because that's what recessions do. See, you got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. You got to get rid of the gangsters. They've destroyed everything. Why do you think for a moment, think about this for a moment. Take housing, how they destroyed the housing market by keeping interest rates too low for too long. When you had a $2,000, you saved money, have your down payment, and now you look at your budget and say, you know what, we can afford a $2,000 a month payment. To a $2,000 a month payment, you'd go buy a $250,000 house. Because they kept interest rates too low for too long, a $2,000, which created all this inflation, there's no more housing, no more home starts. Because the person for $2,000, he's got to buy a $400,000 house. Right, $400,000. So if you had a $2,000, you could afford $2,000 a month, then the realtor say, okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, we can go look at houses that are under $300,000. Now what is it? With the same 7%, use the same. It's not the interest rates. People were paying mortgages going back in the 80s, 7%, 8%, 13%. It's not the It's not the interest rate. It's all this 0% interest that created such inflation in housing and everything else. And the Federal Reserve is run by gangsters and then control it and then fix it. The Federal Reserve has to be abolished. It's an inflation monster. It's an enriching the wealthy monster. It's destroyed the housing, starting home monsters. But nobody's going to tell you that. No congressman's going to tell you that. Are you kidding? The Federal Reserve? The Federal Reserve. Think of what their mandate is. The Federal Reserve in conjunction with it. Listen to this crap. The Federal Reserve in conjunction with the Senate and House Banking Committee is responsible for keeping our economy, our nation on a sound footing by monitoring our country's debt and deficits. There you go. And here's the big one, inflation. You think they did that by keeping interest rates too low for 13 years? It goes on to say, in inflation, which is the biggest threat to our entire economy and our entire system of government, and to make sure the Federal Reserve continues to maximize employment and to keep prices stable. Just like their target, their 2% target. What a bunch of crap that is, 2% target. Give me a break. 2% target. I told you that story. This guy was drunk in New Zealand. He was a business reporter. And they asked him, hey, how's the economy? Oh, we're growing about 2%. That's where that came from. So you see, if you go and allow a recession, we'd be okay. And houses wouldn't be overpriced where they are now. So we should be where we were, where you could have a $200,000 a $2,000 a month payment and buy a $295,000 house. But now that house is $495,000. This has nothing to do with rates. But they got everybody convinced it is. This is why we're going to have the biggest crash in history. Everybody thinks I'm nuts by saying that.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Become an expert investor. Here's Phil Grande of Phil's Gang Radio Show.
If you want financial freedom, then don't let Wall Street hold you back. Discover what they are hiding and how to thrive, even in a stock market crash. Unlock these secrets with a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. Real strategies, no fluff. Take action right now. Come on, become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Just visit www.philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Phil's Gang wishes you and your family happiness, joy, and financial security. Working together to make 2024 another successful year at philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
There's no recession coming, and the Fed is likely done.
The rise in jobless claims this week means a recession is coming.
Cash flows at corporate America, outside of technology even, are extraordinarily high, which means nobody's going to be laying off anybody anytime soon.
What we're seeing corporations across the board, when you consider what's going on in GM Cruise division, Hasbro, Spotify, going down the line, is that companies are cutting jobs, especially in the fourth quarter.
You see how they lie? They're lying about everything. They're lying about everything. So the way here at Phil's Gang, the way we continually make money is we stay with a certain group of stocks. And then we wait for the buy signal. The buy signal. Give you an example. These are stocks that we trade almost every month. Or every year, I should say. We hold on to these for a year. Take the spiders. If anyone says that they're too busy, they can't learn how to invest, that's crazy. If you join Phil's Gang, then just make sure you're with the spider program. The spiders. That's all. You don't have to do a thing. You just got to select an online broker, and all day long we're telling you to add, not to add, to add more, or be careful about the moving average, or we need relative strength. We coach you through the whole day. How do you not make money? So the spiders, with very little work, and you can check it out for 10 days. Don't take my word. We're up 9%. Small mid caps we bought. We're up 7%. We bought the Qs. We're up 8%. Boeing, we're up 23%. These are stocks we bought. And TLT, up 14%. And TLT, that's the bond. That's the bond. Everybody was shorting it. Now they're covering their short position. We went and bought it. And then JP Morgan, we're up about, I think, 10 or 11%, and on and on and on. And then we'll also, here's the good news, when they start going down, we'll turn around and short them. So my point is, we make money regardless if the market's going up or if the market's going down. If you want to simplify it and just be in the spiders, you'll make money if the market goes up or the market goes down. If you want to expand outside the spiders and have more stocks and ETFs, we'll do it. We'll do it for you. But my point is, you can't follow anything these people tell you. They just sit there and lie. And the one thing, just like, for example, let's take, as I said a moment ago, the Federal Reserve, if they don't abolish this, then you better. If you're going to invest in a 401k, you're going to get killed in your 401k, by the way. You got to follow the money. That's the only thing you can trust. Because these people just totally lie to us every day about inflation. We got inflation under control. We're going to have a soft landing. None of that's true. And again, going back to 2008 to where we are today, the people that made money are the very 1 percentile. They've made 20 million in gains, and the top 1/100th of 1% since 2008 today made 88 million in gains. Now you ready for this? Main Street, the guy on Main Street, he made $2,400. He made $2,400. That's right. And again, if they don't abolish this, because remember, all they're working for, the Federal Reserve and members of Congress, are not working for you or me. They want to make sure inflation keeps going up. Abolishing the Fed is abolishing inflation. Why would they want to abolish inflation? That's how they make their money. They make their money in artwork. They make their money in special real estate, and diamonds, and all these materials. And they don't live like you and I live. They want inflation. The members of Congress want inflation. That's why they're not going to fix it. How do you fix it? Let us go into a recession. How do you do that? you make sure you pull all that excess money. Look what Biden did, for God's sakes. How can you put $350 billion every year? The Federal Reserve puts $350 billion. Think of it this way here. I'll simplify it for myself. Put $350 billion in the bank at the beginning of the year. Okay, now there's the money. Loan it out to people so we can grow the economy. $350 billion. Trump comes in office. He gets hit with the COVID. He has to put in the economy $17 million. $1 trillion. He had no choice. But he did it because he knew he could get that money back out. He could absorb that money back out because he was growing the economy at 6.5%. He didn't shut the banks down. So he knew he could get the banks to keep loaning so that we could eat that money up. Biden comes in, he wants to destroy that. He comes in, the first year, 2021, he put, I think, 19 trillion in. Then the next year, he puts another, I think, 18 trillion in. What the hell are we doing with 18 and 19 trillion dollars? We don't need it. Inflation, that's right, because his boys on Wall Street want inflation. His backers in Hollywood want inflation. The rich want inflation. You see what's going on here? Just like the other day when they made the announcement, oh, we're going to do 4 rate cuts. You can't do 4 rate cuts. You can't. If you do, we're going to be in real trouble. Who knows? They may do it. But again, if you're with us every day, you don't have to worry about what they're doing. You don't have to worry about the inflation, especially if you want to just do the spiders, okay? Because you'll always be in the right position. I promise you. And you can find that out in the first 10 days. It didn't cost you anything. So check it out. But again, look at the jobs. When they came back with the jobs, the 199,000 jobs. Did you see them celebrate those jobs? What? They're all low-paying jobs. And most of the jobs, like 70 or 80% of the jobs were just crap. Healthcare, they don't pay anything. Oh, and remember, government jobs, about 35,000, the 199 were government jobs. What good are they? You and I got to pay their salary. They don't even make their own salary. You and I pay for our taxes. Are you kidding? Healthcare and government jobs and leisure. Come on. So when you look at, under Biden, real wages and incomes, all adjusted for inflation, have declined for 24 straight months because of inflation. How do you get rid of the inflation? Quick. We can get rid of inflation overnight. That's right. We can just get rid of it. I mean, it's like gone. But they won't let us go into a recession to do that. Now, a recession hurts, sure it does, but only hurts for about 8 to 12 months. But it's worth it because that means all the debt is gone. Everything's cleaned up. And your stock, instead of being priced at $30, is where it should be, okay, at $20. Or your stock that's at $1.25, where it should be at $65 or $170 or at $75. You see what's going on? The prices of these stocks are insane. Smart money's not buying these stocks. Look at the S&P. The S&P is overpriced by 32%. Most stocks are. Most stocks are overvalued by 32 to 42%. Who's buying those? What are you, nuts? Nobody's buying and holding them, I'll tell you that, that's smart. They buy them and then they hold them for a while and they sell into them and take the money. Then let the tourists come in and buy them. It's really a sad situation because people don't understand how the Federal Reserve works and how they're screwing everybody and how Congress, think about what Congress is doing. They're the ones that are responsible for everything that's going on in your life that's not good when it comes to the economy. It's their fault. More when we get back. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth. You get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer saying, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. From everyone at Phil's Gang, we wish you happiness and joy this holiday season. Join us at philsgang.com for a prosperous 2024. Now, here's Phil.
We see the same thing other people see, which is a strong economy, which really put up quite a performance in 2023.
Strong economy. You call a strong economy an economy that we keep on printing money, and then we print it, and then you get it to companies here. You can have the money for nothing, and then buy your own shares. Don't produce anything. No. Don't go buy new equipment, new machinery, so we can expand jobs. Wouldn't it be nice if these companies have taken that money from 2008 to where we are today and putting that money into productivity, put that money in new machinery and equipment? You know how our economic growth would be? But the guys that are in charge from the White House down, they only care about themselves. They don't care about us. But we don't have to have them care about us. Who cares? Because we're independent from them. Thank God. The technology that we have to invest with, to help us invest in stocks, they can't screw with us. As long as you got the skill, not only to buy a stock, but when the stock is going the other way, you can't just sit there and say, what do I do? What do I do? And then your broker tells you, oh, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And you're not going to be okay. And you're not going to be fine. Instead, you just switch your position. You can do that with the spiders, the S&P 500. Just a basket of stocks. We'll show you how to do it. I mean, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. There's no need for you to be sitting there sweating out anything. I feel bad for the people in 401ks because they're going to get a big surprise because they believe everything they're hearing, how great everything is. We're in a soft landing. No, we're not. We're in a terrible situation. The only people who are making money are the very, very wealthy because of inflation, and they're protecting the inflation. So they tell us how strong the consumer is. Well, let's take a look. Okay, first of all, the consumer, he's fallen behind. This was as of October. He's behind on his utility bills, his rent, mortgage payments, student loan, and auto loans. Auto loans and credit cards. More than at any time in the past 15 years has he been this far behind. It's a 27-year record they broke. That's how bad things are. Unbelievable. Household wealth fell in the third quarter, $151 trillion. And out of that, 401k suffered $1.7 trillion. But see, they're not going to tell you this stuff. Housing crises. Again, if you have an interest rate of 3% and you had a $2,000 payment, you could afford a house for $450. Now, because of the Federal Reserve, you have that same $2,000 payment. You can't buy that house at $450. You got to buy it at $250 at the same payment. So you got to pay them. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, if you got $2,000, you can make a monthly payment. At 3%, you could afford a $450,000 house. Now you got to reduce it down to a $250,000 house. And there's, well, that's interest. No. That has to do with keeping interest rates too low for too long. That's what did that. And then liquidity, we talked about that. If you take all the liquidity people had, wages, salary, savings, $2.4 trillion, first time ever that kind of liquidity has been wiped out this year. They lost 15% of $16 trillion of liquidity. That's never happened in the history of this country. 15%. They lost all that. Shrinkage. Your paycheck has shrunk. You know that. You go to the grocery store. It's kind of where you live, but between 15 and 25%. And 78% of our workforce, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Wages. Not keeping up with inflation. 24 of the last 32 months. Wages declined 7.2%. Overtime, no more. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The conference board, nobody wants you to follow that either. Just like they don't want you to follow IWM, they don't want you following the conference board. They have 10 key indicators. All the big brokerage houses on Wall Street watch all the time. All 10 are negative. All 10 are negative. So, I could go on and on. I don't want to bore you here or make you depressed. But I can't fix this because I don't have the wherewithal to get rid of the Federal Reserve. And that's what has to happen. So we know we're not going to get rid of the Federal Reserve because the Federal Reserve is protected by the wealthiest people in the country who run Congress, who owns Congress, owns the members. They'll never get rid of it. So we'll use it. That's all. We'll just use it, the Federal Reserve, to our advantage. But think about that for a moment, the Federal Reserve. because they kept those rates too low for too long, what they did to the housing market. Then think about this. If you take the Federal Reserve, and they're out there bragging, they're there to help us. The Federal Reserve, in conjunction with the Senate and House Bank Committee, are there to help us. They're responsible for keeping our economy, our nation, on a sound footing. Do you believe that, correct? I don't believe a bit of that. Not happening, is it? Not happening. We got to abolish them. You got to get rid of them. Because it's self-serving. It's just helping the politicians and their supporters. That's all. They're the ones that are responsible for inflation. Because they kept rates too low for too long. They're responsible. Nobody else but them. But they wanted the inflation. Because they could get rich. They could get rich. See, if we could just abolish the printing of money, if we could just abolish this so-called Federal Reserve Bank, which is not federal, they don't have any reserves, and we got to get rid of the situation. They're the lender of last resort, which simply means they're going to bail out every time the banks get in trouble. And why do they get in trouble? Because they're very, very wealthy, who control the banks. They use the money for their own use. That's right. They're buying deals. And they know they can gamble because they know if they lose on the gamble, they're going to get bailed out. Wouldn't that be nice? You wake up in the morning and you go to the casino knowing if you made some bad bets, you just go into the casino at the end of the night and they'll give you a check to bail you out. And that's why inflation goes up and up and up, because that's the deal they've cut. That's the deal they've cut with the Federal Reserve. So, and then if you look at our national debt, it was at $9 trillion in 2008. The Fed rate was 4.2. Today, we're at $34 trillion with a Fed rate of 5%. That's a killer. That's a killer. That's a killer. But none of this has to be negative for you when you're investing, as long as you know how to sell short and go long. And we try to convince people this all the time. Learn how to sell short. Come with us. Let me show you how to sell short. And people must say, well, you don't go long? We go long all the time. Are you kidding me? Of course we do. But you got to have that tool so when the market goes down, you just don't sit there and get killed, buy and hold. Buy and hold. So Boeing, here's a great example, Boeing. On our chart, Boeing, we shorted Boeing, was in August 30th, around 231. It went down to 231, down to 176. Stayed red all the way down, telling us stay short. That's about a 30% return, I think that was, 28%, something like that. And then it started to go back up at 24%. And then it started to go back up. It didn't turn green yet. So see, it warned us. It warned us that, well, don't get it at 176. Then it got up to 180.92. Don't get it at 192. Finally, it turned green to 208. That's when we got in. It went from 208 to 260. And that was a trade without risk because 25% gain, but it told us where to get in. It told us where the money was going in. At what point were the big boys getting in so we could follow them. That's what our charts do. We designed them ourselves. Hey, look, we're here to help you, okay? We can't do anything about the Fed, but we can make money off of them. So let us help you. Join the gang. And remember, go to my gift shop, too, for Christmas. Neat stuff in there.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.